Yo, so today is about choosing the right opportunity because most people, when they want to start a side business, small business, side hustle, or become an entrepreneur, we all have this idea of the right client for us. Typically, some sense of ego, elitism, classism, or whatever comes into the play there. And you usually want a big client or big revenue or famous client, fancy client. You know what I mean? So here's the thing. It doesn't always have to be that way, though. I myself have learned the hard way that sometimes chasing that big whale, sometimes going after that celebrity client, sometimes chasing that big account is not the best thing for your small business, for your side hustles or your ventures, right? So let me just back up here. Like, here's some positive things that I think people miss when they overlook small clients. Small clients are the ones who actually tell you, not tell you, but teach you how to run a business. Because when you go with these bigger clients, you're pretty much just working for them in their business. It almost is similar to a 9 to 5. Some of these big accounts or these big opportunities or these big vendors and big companies where whether you get your product or into their stores or you work with them on a project, you're pretty much at a 9 to 5, just like you were at your job. And now you're just doing the same work, but for them. So, but small accounts, small clients teach you how to run a business because they ask more questions, they notice more mistakes because they are at a similar space in their journey as you. They don't assume just because of your resume that you really know what you're doing. A lot of times you don't. A lot of times people who have worked a 9 to 5, we forget that building work after work, we've been so accustomed to having a whole team or an organization that was here before we got here. We forget some of the stuff we have to now take on. So data, a small account, a small client, small customer is not just going to assume because you got this resume, you know what you're doing. And they force you to communicate clearly. I think that's one of the most important things because, man, I can tell you, I've had a time where I went for a big account from a person who was industry famous and their business partner was a celebrity, right? And it was just like working at my job, and I would leave these meetings with no more information than I started the meeting. A lot of times it could have been an email. A lot of times they were all talking in circles because they were at their 9 to 5 now. Like this, I'm leaving my 9 to 5 to come be an entrepreneur, solopreneur, uh, small business owner. And this is their actual functioning 9 to 5. So the same BS that was happening over there, it was happening here. So yeah. So there is some positive attributes and some great takeaways from having small accounts and clients because like I said, they notice the mistakes. They're not going to just trust you because of your resume. They're going to force you to communicate clearly. They're going to track your numbers. They're going to make sure you deliver consistently. And really, what's most important to me is you're going to get so many more repetitions, and repetitions matter. All if you've ever been an athlete, you know that reps matter. It sucks to be really good at something. And matter of fact, you ever been the person on the bench and then they send you in and now it's like, oh, okay, it's on you to make this 3 pointer. And you're like, yo, I'm just coming off the bench. Or they put you in the game and it's now your turn to go to bat or something. And you're like, yo, I'm kind of cold. You could do it, but those repetitions always matter more. Yeah. I think that small clients, small accounts, they make you put the systems in place and the processes in place that make your whole business, side hustle, small business make sense. Where big accounts and clients typically just fit you into another puzzle piece of something they already have going on. So, if we're honest, sometimes we avoid the small clients because of ego. And that's why I said, but you got to get around the ego. You got to get around like, hey, this person might they don't feel the way I don't feel it for them the way I feel for some of these fancy clients. Or, I don't want this rough around the edges client. I want this fancy client or this bougie client, even though they're paying the same, right? You just kind of got to get past that ego. It may make you uncomfortable, but it'll be important for the trajectory of your business because people that you help when they're small, they typically will be loyal to you. And to back up my point, even the reason I even got that opportunity with that industry famous person whose business partner was a celebrity was because they kicked the last dude out because he was pushing back on certain things or giving critique and they didn't like how he did things. All of his stuff was valid. But again, he was just a puzzle piece. So they didn't necessarily have to be loyal to him. If he didn't make them feel good and he challenged them in a way that they didn't like, he was gone. And so then I came in. But these small clients, you help them soar and they'll be loyal. And that'll help your business and it'll help your business stabilize because these bigger accounts, they kind of come and go, or you know how it is, just like you win a big account if you've ever been in sales, you win a big account. Next thing they want to do is negotiate terms again, get a cheaper price or get a discount or get better terms. So I just had thought I would put that out there, man. If you can serve small clients well and consistently without drama, you can build something real. So let me know your feedback on that. Or if you ever chased a big account or big client and it was terrible, it was a terrible experience. Or if it was a really great experience, let me know. Peace.